Because you lived a very simple existence in all those years. You didn't travel five-star places. Did you consciously decide that you were going to just go on a voyage, a travel experience, not knowing where you were going, and how long you were going to be, very simply? You wanted to do it very simply, or did you find yourself that you had to, because you'd given all of it away before you decided to take a long journey?
Frankly, when I left, I didn't know what the fuck what I was doing and where I was going. I just got on a plane, and I knew I had to break out of the comfort zone, go overseas, and the voice just told me, move out all of the old for the new to come in. So frankly, I didn't start with any preconceived ideas. But as the journey carried on, it just became less and less important to me. And I mean, to be honest with you, I wanted to stay in hostels and not in expensive hotels, even if never mind just the money part of it, but in those expensive hotels, you get these boring old people sitting there, and they don't want to talk to anyone, and they complain about everything. Whilst in the hostels, you come around, you come in contact with the real people in the country and the travelers and so on. So, and as a traveling, in the first month or two in South America, I was still taking taxis here and there, every now and then, here and there. But at a later point, I wasn't, I was really, like when I got to India and Thailand, and later on also in South America, I mean, I stayed in huts with like mattresses on the floor. I mean, I was in Thailand. I could have stayed like 2 years later, after into the journey, I could have stayed only for a few dollars a night, like $5-10 a night. I could stay in a hotel with white floors and an aircon, and I didn't want to. I just wanted to be at my hut on the beach, on the stilts with my mattress on the floor in the corner, and there's a little basic. But I had a basic bathroom and a back, and they don't need hot water. It's so warm there. So it just felt so much more authentic to me. I just loved that. I just loved being so close to nature and so close to the people.
So I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, why? Why did you feel it necessary to give all your money away? So couldn't you have, you have kids, you wanted to leave a legacy to them, this is how people mostly think. I'm surmising here. And why not just give a lot of it to charities, start another trust and put it away, and then, take what you need and go on a vacation? Why did you have to actually liberate yourself completely, fundamentally, of almost every cent that you had worked really hard for many, many years to earn?
Practically, I gave it away by selling a lot of properties at the bottom end of the market. So that was the practical part of it. So, and I knew that it was. I was very good at calling the property market. In the waterfront, I bought properties, and I said it will double in 3 years, which it did, in the early 2000s and stuff. But when I left, it was right at the bottom of the cycle, and I knew it was going to double again. But I just took that view to do that because I just felt it wasn't that important to me anymore. And then, as far as legacy concerned, I don't actually believe in legacy. I don't think we're here to leave a legacy for ourselves or anyone, actually. We're just here to experience life. So I don't think, and I had the same thing with my parents, when they wanted to start a trust and stuff. And, and I said, what the hell, what the fuck do you want to do any of that? Just live your life, spend the money. And which they did, so I also don't have any inheritance coming my way. And the same with my kids. I don't want my kids necessarily to inherit anything. I think they must live their life on their own.
Do you have that attitude now? Because in hindsight, or did you have that attitude before when you were making all your money? And have you always had that ideal?
Yeah, funny enough, Leigh, right there when I left, I kind of maybe not articulated as I articulated it now, but I had that feeling, and I just had the feeling that it's not important to me. But I always had that feeling about the legacy thing. I never could get that when people say, let's leave a legacy. I never really could get that. Now I really don't get it at all.